One cold, clear winter's morning, as everyone lay sleeping, the snow came. It fell quickly and quietly, turning the world a brilliant, glistening white. From his bedroom window, James woke up and saw the marvelous sight. Quickly, he took on his clothes and ran down the stairs. He opened the door and began to think of all the things he could do in the snow. James leaped into the snowy world. He slid down slopes as fast as he could and swung on trees, making his own snowstorm. But what next? Of course, a snowball, the biggest snowball ever. As it grew and grew, James realized it would be just the right size to make a snowman. Carefully, he built the body. It was so tall that he couldn't even see over it. Then he rode on the head on tiptoes. He gently placed it on top. It was almost perfect. But the snowman still needed a face. James ran inside and found a tangerine for the nose, 2 pieces of coal for the eyes, and an old green hat and scarf. Last of all, James gave to his snowman a great big smile. Now he was perfect. All evening, James gazed at the wonderful snowman, glowing in the moonlight, but soon it was time for bed. As he brushed his teeth, James took one last look at his snowman. He drifted off to sleep, imagining what snowy fun tomorrow would bring. In the middle of the night, James awoke. Suddenly, he'd been dreaming of his snowman. He decided to go outside, check that the snowy wind hadn't blown away his snowman's hat. He crept downstairs, peered out of the door, and was met with the most incredible sight. Right before his eyes, something astonishing was happening. The snowman has come alive. James was worried that he was still asleep, but when he felt a cold, snowy hand reached out and shook his arm, he knew it was no dream, it was real. Come in, he said to the snowman. I'll show you around. The snowman loved the Christmas tree, but thought the fire was too hot. So James took him to the fridge to cool down. James showed his new friend all around the house. They even tiptoed into Mum and Dad's room and tried on Dad's clothes. After they had explored inside, the pair headed back to the snowy garden. As they stepped out onto the snow-covered grass, the snowman grabbed James' hand and started to run until all of a sudden they were flying. James stared all around him in wonder. The sky was full of the snowman's friend. Together they flew past the others, far out to sea, until at last they landed in an icy forest. The snowman led James through the trees towards a clearing. Here was everyone that they had seen in the sky. And right in the center of the crowd, James could see someone very familiar. It was Father Christmas himself. Just in time, said Father Christmas, smiling. The party is about to start. It was the best party James has ever had been to. There was a magnificent feast, games to play, and a brilliant company. James and the snowman danced for hours. As the first rays of sunlight appeared over the treetops, Father Christmas handed James a present. For me, James grasped. It was a soft blue scarf, beautifully decorated with snowmen. Oh, thank you, James cried. Father Christmas hugged James tight. As the pair said goodbye, it was time to go home. James and the snowman soared up into the air, flying back towards James's house. James yawned. He had a fantastic night, but now he needed to go back to bed. James didn't want to leave his friend, but he knew it was time to say goodbye. With one last look at the snowman, James closed the door. Happy and exhausted, he fell asleep. It wasn't long before James's parents were calling him down for breakfast, but his first thought was of the snowman, not food. He ran down the stairs, past Mum and Dad, and out to the garden. But the snowman had gone.